Hello and welcome in. I am MissKinghorn and we are back here in The Sims 4, and this time we are building an apartment. This is 2A Jasmine Suites. So over the next couple of weeks we are going to be doing both of these apartments, obviously splitting them up in between one of our Magnolia promenade builds. But this one here is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. And it's for a family of 3, so it's 2 parents and a teenage girl. Now, the teenager's bedroom, of course, is a little bit small. I tried to jiggle around. This was probably about the second, maybe the third layout I did for this apartment. And yeah, the window placements are just weird. And so it kind of had to go in here. I could have maybe changed it out for the bathroom, but I kind of did the bathroom before I even looked at the windows. I've got to be fair. So yes, but it's got a nice little kitchen area, and then the rest of it is obviously all open into here. So we do some funky things and we try and get some colour pops in. I did try to match up the red door because it somehow weirdly has a red door in this one, and I think the other one has a white door. I don't quite know why they are 2 different coloured doors, and they're even 2 different doors in general, which was slightly odd, I've got to be fair. But I do end up changing it. You'll see it later on. We actually get rid of the red and we go for something completely different, but you'll see that as we go into here. But here is the kitchen. As I say, it is actually a really small apartment, so the kitchen does have to be quite small. But I thought here we could get in a nice little piece. Now I have play tested, and where I end up leaving the refrigerator in there actually does work, so that's all fine, and they can cook and get stuff out of there all okay. And yeah, so we're jumping on to doing all the cluttering. If you've watched any of my house builds that we do here, you'll know the clutter is pretty standard across the board. Into here, I don't bother sort of to show you me pulling it all out because we'll be here forever. There's that odd one piece that I can just never find, no matter how many times I use it. But into here, so I actually kind of wanted this a little bit less cluttered than normal. I felt like the corner piece, because they only use like a tiny piece of it, it's kind of okay to clutter, but we tend to use like the very far back of this. But the corner here is got a little bit of all that pots and cookies and stuff like that in, which I thought was okay. Now obviously, because this is quite a small apartment, we are actually showing you quite a lot of this. Normally I would sort of speed a lot of this up, but today we're just going to show you a lot more into here. So obviously Tor comes in and plays a big part in all of this as well, and you'll see me using it quite a lot. I couldn't honestly live without it now. The same as Better Build by both by Twisted and Mexi. But yeah, there's just some mods that you just can't play with. Now this was a really weird one. As soon as you get close to the edge on this wall, it kind of just disappeared, so I ended up having to move it with tool and do it that way. I don't know why it just disappears. There's obviously some issue in the mechanics or something that stopped them from doing it. But yeah, so we've gone very much for a white kind of kitchen and look in here, and this is where I tried to use the red ones and then find that they don't match the red walls or the doors. So this is where I go, okay, what colour could we use? And yeah, we decide to go for something completely different because the red there isn't a lot of red, and yeah, it had to be changed, but we get to that into here. So I try and go for a few colour combinations, and I think I end up settling on a nice little turquoisey kind of colour into here, and we do actually kind of find a matching sort of a lighter wallpaper into here, and so everything then goes into either blue or white just to kind of make it a little bit more neutral. Now I changed the placement of that table hundreds of times because, as I say, it's a small kitchen and it's a small little space that we have to work in, but we end up with a 3-seater diner and then a smaller 2-seater table because there just was not enough space to get this to really work. But as I say, there is only 3 Sims in this build, so I feel like it's okay that they can maybe sit at the bar or sit at the table if they would like to. And I feel like it's a busy house. You've got a teenager, maybe popping in and out, sort of things like that as well. So it's a little bit of a different one. And I love this bookshelf, I've got to be fair. I think because it's different to all of the others. The books aren't quite so straight and they're not so organised and things like that. That I feel like I use it a little bit more. But trying to get a few bits and pieces and some boxes, and just trying to also bring in that sort of blue pops of colour and stuff like that in as well, coming through here, but also kind of keeping it a little bit sort of stylish, a little bit more not necessarily monochrome because there's not really that much grey in here, but sort of bringing it in with that teal, lots of whites coming through, just to kind of make it simplistic and stylish in there. Now, I'm loving these curtains. I can never find these sort of shelving, sort of the top pieces. I always get confused as to where they are. But they're actually in the wall accessories, not in with the curtains. But they're not shelves. They are for the curtains. But for some reason, they've just not tagged them in there to be with them. So I don't really know why that is like that. And now I'm trying to work out the sort of spacings in here for the TV and how much sort of space we have and getting all of that in. And then I decide that we've not got enough books, and the update had just come out for having the colours of these. So we've got, I think it's 9 colours for these now, and so I thought we'll just mix and match those up into there a little bit more, which works quite well, and it kind of just gives it that nice little trim. Maybe they're books for work or study books, or there's something kind of in there as to do that. Obviously that does mean that you have a lot of bookshelves now in this lot, but they all work into there, and it just gives it that nice little feel that I'm looking for. Now, these are the new sofas from the Book Nook kit. Absolutely love them. That swatch, that sort of tealy kind of blue, I absolutely love in there. So that was one of the reasons why in the end we actually went for teal, because I knew that they had this sofa and in the swatch. So that's why we used that into there, and we do use a few other bits from the Book Nook kit. So getting all of that in, and then just some simple little clutter coming here and there, and again making it all into that sort of whites and the dark colours that we use throughout, just to make it a nice little pop. But that's coming on, and then some lighting into here. We do also get some little lights around the windows as well, but I don't think I showed you those. I think they ended up being cut out because I did those right at the end, just to give it that nice sort of little glow under all of the lights. And then a nice little entrance way here, because I feel like if you're coming straight into like the main sort of big room, you just want a little bit of sort of separation into here. And this is where I changed up the floor plan to what we had originally. So here I've actually made this bathroom slightly smaller so that we can have a study area, because at the moment, or beforehand, there wasn't a dedicated space to sort of studying, and there wasn't really room for like a computer table or anything like that. So that's why I decided to change this wall down, make this one smaller, and then that just gives us a nice little area in here to kind of create a study. But this bathroom is speeding along coming into here, and now this is the only bin in the apartment. I forgot to do one in the kitchen, but I have got one here in the bathroom, so I think that kind of makes up for it. And yeah, again, it's a really sort of simple bathroom, but sort of keeping that white look that we've got coming through, and then obviously using this very modern sort of desk in here. lots of sort of storage. Now I can never remember which one of the high school desks is from the early, it's not early access, but like if you buy it within a certain period of time, you get like 3 extra items. I couldn't remember which one it was. I don't think it's this one, because I think I changed it so that it is not the one we use, but I will have to have a check of that, and if it is, I might just flip it to the other one, so that you can actually, everybody can have access to the sort of chair into there. But yeah, trying to get all of these bits in there, but it's simple little clutter to make it kind of look a little bit more lived in, and things like that into here. Just changing them all into that sort of white or teeny sort of swatch that we have got going on. And yes, now moving on. This is the tea bedroom that I said about was a little bit small. I still think I should have swapped it over for where the bathroom was and kind of changed it around a little bit, but we kind of do something a little bit interesting. It's kind of a sort of modern kind of in here, but it is a single bed, and then we use the big lights over the bed sort of canopy. I had a bit of an issue with this, and I do actually cut it out because I couldn't work out, because the wall heights of this apartment are tall, it just wasn't fitting properly, and I was trying to use the medium one, but it was going up to the ceiling and I couldn't move it down, so in the end I had to kind of move it with tall to get it to actually kind of look a bit better. I don't know why or what the problem was with it, but it just did not seem to want to work, so I did have to change it up a little bit and move it into there in here. But this is the sort of teenager's kind of bedroom. It's very simple. She just has a single bed, a dresser, a bedside table, a little bit of a mirror and some makeup down here. I thought it'd be a nice little area. She can sort of sit on the floor and do her hair or something before school, that sort of thing. I know I did that growing up, that I didn't have one on the wall, so I had one just sort of leaning up against the side, and just sit there, do your hair, do your makeup ready in the mornings, enter there. And I actually really like the mirror. It's from university, so it's kind of got like a little bit of a tilt to it already, and it fits on the wall pretty well into there. Get some little posters coming up on this back wall. I kind of felt like it needed something on there just to make it kind of fit a little bit more, especially as she's not got any windows or anything in there, that it kind of worked quite well. And then this is the main bedroom into here. So this has got a big obviously double bed in here and some dressers and stuff like that, and there's also a little seating area that we get in. Trying to use the new growing together bed in here. The swatches for it aren't really that great, especially for this sort of colour theme, but we did end up going for like a soft white kind of colour, which I thought worked as best as I could get it into here. And then unfortunately there isn't a bedside table that kind of matches this style, and that was one thing that I did say right at the beginning when we saw the pieces, that there's not like a full bedroom set with growing together. It was kind of a little bit all over the place in terms of like styles, so we ended up using the book nook tables in there because I thought they were quite cool. They had little books underneath them as well, so it kind of fitted okay into there. And now we create kind of a little bit of artwork, kind of with these sort of beams coming behind the back of the bed, and then a couple of mirrors on either side, just to kind of give it a little bit of a focal point for this room. Now obviously those mirrors I have raised up, so they won't work, so you can't look at them. They wouldn't be able to see themselves in the mirrors. They're just really there for decorative reasons. But we are coming up to the end of this video, so the screenshots are coming up, so I shall leave you here. If you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You all mean so very, very much to me. But you can follow me over on Twitch, where I stream 3 times a week. I'm over there at MissKinghornBuilds. Follow me on Twitter as well at MissKinghorn, or even join my Discord, which is the MKB Build Center. All of the links are in the description down below, so you can find me on all of those. Socials over there. And yeah, I will be back next week with another build for our Magnolia Promenade rebuild of Wet. I have yet to decide what we're going to do. But for now, enjoy the screenshots and I'll see you soon. Alright, bye everyone!